Welcome back to Asinine Radio, a weekly podcast where we talk about music, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, let's go!
This is Asinine Radio. This is the weekly music podcast where every week we get into a different band, different artist, and we really break down one of the records. We get into the music, lyrics, how it was made, and everything in between. This week we're doing Run the Jewels and their fourth record, RTJ 4. We decided to make this a separate episode. Originally we were going to lump it all into one, but we just got too excited about the first three records. So this is going to get its own thing. Like I said, we're going to break down the lyrics too, so that's something we didn't do on the first episode. But yeah, my name is Tyler, and way out there, hundreds of miles away, is Jeff. And so at this point, RTJ 4. This is a record that came out in June of 2020, God's year of 2020, during the COVID lockdowns, the COVID pandemic or whatever. And it was a weird record. It was a weird time to come out. It was something that I remember vividly, and this is something that we did on the podcast like a week after it came out, but this is a lost episode. So it's been over 6 years since we've done this episode, or we did this album. So we thought, why not just do it again? Just try again. Do a better job this time. So that's why we're here.
RTJ we'll do a better job this time, but we'll do a job this time.
We'll do a job. We already talked about
I thought the last one was very good, but we'll see.
It was very good. No, that was like one of my favorite episodes of the year in 2020. But it is lost, no longer available for people to listen to. But we've already talked about our origin story and all that about Run the Jewels. So let's just kind of get into our first impressions, kind of what a broad stroke of what we feel about this record. And then we'll get into bangers, stinkers, if we got them. Or we can just run through every song. I don't give a fuck. I have notes for every song, and I love it. So I
figure we would probably do, just run through every song.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Some faster than others.
Yes. I have 12 bangers on this one. What about you?
12 bangers? So which one is not a banger?
No, I mean 11 bangers, sorry. I have 11, because there's 11 songs.
Yeah.
11
songs. You have all bangers.
All bangers. All bangers, baby.
Oh.
All bangers. But anyway, yeah, RTJ 4. What do you got on this one? First impressions?
So they teased, I think they dropped one or two songs before this, but the whole record came out early, and it was just a wild fucking time. For our country, we were going through a lot. We still are going through a lot. Yeah. And then lockdown started happening, and I think like what because I don't know, we are growing through that. And that's why we read that COVID book, and that's why we're a little bit more interested in this era of like economics, I guess, because we lived through it in our adult life to where it actually affected our future in a very, very impactful way.
It's still affecting us.
Yeah,
6 years later.
In a way, it's like what am I going to do for a job for the rest of my life because of this? And so I think when this came out, it just scratched that itch, that big, like, what if itch. And so if we're going back to, like, the cover art thing, because if you listen to the rankings episode, we talked about all the cover arts. This one is very futuristic, right? The hands are very futuristic. Then that edgy kind of, like, Project Hail Mary thing. I only said that. If you know it, then you'll understand it. If you've seen the movie, you'll understand it.
Okay.
God, that movie was so good. I'm sorry.
I was going to watch it tomorrow, actually.
Fuck. All right. We'll talk about it next week or some other time. So it's very futuristic, and I think that was the biggest issue leading into like the COVID era was, what about the future? Like, what the fuck am I going to do for work? And all of your concerns about the what if, about the future, are addressed in this record. And not in a way where like they have the answers. It's more like they're here to just pose more questions. But they're questions that need to be asked, and it's pretty fucking cool. And this isn't a record that's just like, black people are oppressed or white people are bad. It's more like, why do you think this is happening? And then why do you think this is happening? So it's not trying to tell you how to think. It's just trying to tell you to think, ask questions, look, Open your eyes.
How things are more complex than what we're led to believe, and there are deeper reasons why certain events happen. And I mean, this is also shortly after the George Floyd incident.
This is a lot of it was written before the George Floyd incident. That's why the I Can't Breathe thing is the Eric Garner incident, and that's why it's so fucking.
Oh, that's
wild.
right. It was Eric Garner with the Lucy cigarettes. Yeah, that's right.
Remember, he's selling individual cigarettes.
Yeah, the Lucy's. Yeah.
Is that how people buy them? That they call them.
Yeah. They just sell individual cigarettes. It's wild. Like, why? I mean, I get packs of cigarettes and cartons of cigarettes are super expensive, especially in New York. But selling Lucy's, it's just damn.
And the end result of selling Lucy's is death. So I guess don't sell Lucy's, right? Don't sell Lucy's in America.
But yeah, I mean, definitely a guy who didn't deserve to die. I mean, he was just.
There could have been alternatives. There could have been alternatives.
Yeah, and this record is honestly a protest of some of the craziness that was happening. The protest, whether you agree with Black Lives Matter stuff or not, I mean, it was a big commentary on all that stuff. Those protests and people burning down their cities and just wild stuff, man. There was so much. I mean, you really. Like looking back and reading about like what was going on at the time, I honestly kind of forgot like how crazy it truly was, or at least how the media was spinning everything.
Yeah,
it seemed like it almost felt like it was the end of the world. The way the media was spinning everything, and not saying like a lot of these incidences weren't significant, because they were significant, but obviously the media they lie about everything or most everything. And they literally talk about it on this record, how it's like, don't believe everything you read from the media or hear from the media, watch on TV and Twitter and, all that shit. So I'm not saying anything outrageous, because they literally talk about that on this record. But, yeah, anyway, it was a crazy time looking back on it. And
it was.
Yeah, dude, it's unreal.
It was a crazy time. Yeah,
unreal.
So this record drops, and it kind of is like both parts, equal parts. Like, I'm pissed off. Like, fuck everything. Fuck the government. I hate everybody. I'm just gonna buy ammo, guns, and water and food and hole up, and I'm gonna kill anything that fucking moves. And the other half of this record is like super introspective, and some of the deepest lyrics that these guys have ever done in their career.
Oh, yeah.
Like, just very, very sad, getting to like the root of their own personal problems, their upbringing, their parental problems, their addictions, their doubts about the band, about themselves. So like, it's just fucking wild that they can merge these two things into this hip hop masterpiece that is not just
a lot of the time
a timepiece, right? But it's something that carries on, can be forever.
Yes, and they do a lot of it in a very poetic way. Their use of alliteration and so many other things is just, it's fucking incredible. And I will say on this record, LP takes a more metaphorical approach. He's not as literal as Killer Mike. Like, Killer Mike will just tell the story and just flat out fucking tell it. But he'll do it in a very interesting way, a clever way. But, LP is a little bit more, he holds it, not, I would say he holds it back, but he hides what he's actually trying to say a little bit better than Killer Mike does.
And that's how they write, right? People write differently. Yeah. And that is how he writes, and I like it because he's never been this good. This is the best. This is the best writing he's ever done over anything he's ever done. This is incredible. He is. I don't want to say he's grown into this, because that sounds like it was bad beforehand. This is just peak LP. He perfected it at this point. Whereas Mike has also perfected his storytelling, because now he can tell stories about society, about like systemic racism, about like police brutality, about the shit government that we all fucking hate so much, and about how sad he is as a dude.
Yeah, I know.
Like he really one of his songs was just like, God damn, I forgot about this one, but holy shit. Like, how do you balance like being a good husband to like being a martyr for the cause? And like, he does it, and he talks about it, and it's fucking wild.
Yeah. And also you have to take not only at the time in June of 2020, we were dealing with all the COVID shit, and then we had the presidential elections starting up at that point because the elections happened in November of this year. So everybody was starting to do the speeches and do the same political stupid bullshit that they do. And of course, Donald Trump was running and Joe Biden was also running, and it was just an absolute mess of an election year.
It was
and
gross. It was disgusting.
It was, I mean, Joe Biden was also like, he was just so incoherent even at that time. He was just awful. Not to say Trump was any better, because Trump has his own many issues. But no, I mean, there was just no real hope in sight. We had all these massive restrictions in society because of fucking COVID. And then we had people turning on, we had society and people turning on their neighbors and turning on each other for what? Because the TV told you so? Because fucking Twitter told you so? Like, fuck off.
And then told us to.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, it's all so silly. And we're not like ultra, you and I aren't conservative. We're not liberal. We're not we're not on either side. We're just come on. It was just so blatantly obvious how corrupt everything was. And then you throw the presidential election in there. This is a great, and I would say perfect time for an album like this to come out in the summer of 2020, just prior to the election. Not to say that it swayed anybody's vote, because people treat politics like sports teams. So, it's not going to change anybody's view. But even still, it was a cool record for the time.
It's a highly political record without being 100% political.
Yes.
There's so much like politically charged things in here, but there's not really a political record, because again, half of this record is just these guys kind of being emo.
Yes.
Kind of just talking about like how good they are, but then also how much they doubt themselves. And like a lot of times LP is very doubtful of like his history. And I get that he's worked very, very, very hard to like build his label and then get rid of his label and then become a new like Run the Jewels entity and build his own brand. Like he's worked very hard from the age of 15, but he still doubts himself. He still gets pissed off when people don't know who he is. He's so later on he says he's gonna slap a dying child because they didn't know his name. Like he's still very doubtful of himself and his capabilities, that's not political. That's vulnerable as fuck.
Yeah, I mean that's another cool thing about this record is that they span all the kind of genres, or not genres, but what people in hip hop talk about. They hype themselves up. They hype their brand, their group up a lot, and then they talk about the political stuff. They talk about goofier stuff. Like they kind of touch upon a little bit of everything on this record, but they do it all in just like a really, really fucking great way. Like they nailed it on every single song here. And not to mention LP's production on here is, I mean, it's by far the best thing he's ever done, and one of the best things I've heard in hip hop since like Graduation or 808s back in 07, 08.
It is true. It's hard.
Like honestly,
it's hard to deny it.
RTJ 4 is, I mean, this might be like the best produced hip hop record since then, and even up till now, there hasn't been a hip hop record that's been this good. It just stands on its own. It's fucking incredible.
It's good. It's good.
So let's start going through the songs a little bit. I don't want to drag this on too long, but yeah, we start with Yankee and the Brave, episode 4. They sample actually one of their own songs from RTJ 2 on this one, and this song it's a great opener. Kind of like the snare that they use is just kind of like very machine gun, big heavy beat. I think it's a great opener.
Yeah, for Fantastic. Sure. I how fast the thing kicks up, right? Like and the whole concept of this record is supposed to be like this episode of a TV show you're watching, Yankee and the Brave, from beginning to end. At the very end, it closes the episode out, and the story of Yankee and the Brave of LP and Killer Mike, LP being the Yankee from New York, Killer Mike being the Braves from Atlanta. The baseball team,
baseball baby
from Georgia. But the whole concept here is kind of like this Bonnie and Clyde thing, right? They're kind of going through it, and they're like, man, fuck this shit. Let's just get in our car. Let's just start killing people because I don't give a fuck anymore. No one cares about us. And then throughout it's a very loose concept, but throughout the course of the record, that's when they have their introspective thoughts and like, are we doing the right thing? And then it closes out with the firing squad. But yeah, Yankee and the Brave, like lyrically, I love I love the idea of these guys just like sitting around seeing our country and world and just start getting like, I don't know, fucked up hard, dude. And it's like, oh, we got to come back. Like things are just garbage right now. Let's start writing again, because it does seem like they write more, or at least they put out a record just the right fucking time. The 2016 RTJ 3 record, just at the right time. And the opening line, right? Back at it like a crack addict. Mike was like a crack dealer, and like he sold drugs, and they always sing back at it like a crack addict, because we do need more of this. Everybody needs more of this. We can't get enough of this kind of shit. And it's just it's the opener. They're fed up with the system, and an album that, like, I don't know, I don't know. I also love the line too when LP tells Mike to run like he's hungry. I thought that was kind of cute and funny, and I think that's the first time that we've ever heard them make fun of each other mid-song.
Okay,
right? Kind of like a cute little jab.
So, yeah.
He's just like Mike, run like you're hungry so we can escape, and it's funny.
It's good.
Great opening.
Yeah, it is great, and it's a great kind of like, I guess, thesis statement to the record too, like saying lyrically like this: we're coming for you. We're coming for the billionaires. We're coming for the people that oppress others, the government, the corporations, whatever it may be. Whoever's oppressing others, that's who we're coming after. And that's really what, like we talked about too, that's what this kind of record is about, is taking out those that oppress others, but then being introspective as well, like thinking, are we doing the right thing? You know, so I agree with a lot of what you say there. And this song's short. I mean, this whole record is short. It's 39 minutes long. Yeah. So it's not, there's no fluff. Like there's literally no fluff on here. No skits. This is what you want from, or at least what I want from a hip hop record. I don't want any of the 2-minute long outros. I don't want skits. I don't want any of that. I just give it to me straight.
Give it to me straight.
Love it.
Give it to me.
Love it. So yeah, let's get into Ooh La La. This is DJ Premier, Greg Nice on this one. They sampled the song by Gangstar with Dwick or something like that.
Dwick.
Yeah, so they did sample that, and this song is fucking incredible. I love this song.
Here's like my hot take about this record though. So like Ooh La La and Out of Sight are my two least favorite songs. I agree, every song's a fucking banger. I think this is a perfect fucking album. But my two least favorite are Ooh La La and Out of Sight. Out of Sight's my least favorite. This is my second least favorite.
Is the sample, or?
I do think this is like the perfect song to kind of show like just why these guys are so damn good. Again, they grew up in the golden age. They aren't recreating anything here. They got the guys doing this fucking song, and it's like a dream come true for LP and Killer Mike. They're digging deep. They're getting some like hip hop royalty to show that these old guys can still tear it up. I see this more of like a passion project kind of track. It just so happens to fucking rip because it is a good fucking song, and this is a playlist song through and through. But anyway, it's got Greg Nice from Nice and Smooth, DJ Premier from Gangstar, which is what that sample is also from. But the song is about hatred for corruption and people and power in general. Mike says, first of all, fuck the fucking law, right? Which is a fucking cool line to say. I like that. Fuck a king or queen and all the royal subjects. He's just tired of people fucking following leaders. He also mentions Bruce Willis, which is a cool, like, super dope nod to Guru and his line in Dwick. I got more props and stunts than Bruce Willis. And that whole verse that Guru did in the original version is rad because he was super drunk when he did it. But I do think that this is more them writing lyrics just to tailor to the song rather than getting like deep into RTJ 4. So that's why I put it a little bit lower.
I mean, I would disagree a little bit with that because I think the lyrics are talking about how, you know, they kind of came from nothing, they didn't come from a lot, I should say, and you know, but they were constantly put down by, you know, people in power, and that they're saying like their lyrics and what their message is going against what the powers that be are, and how they shouldn't just be born into, you know, or how those people shouldn't be born into power and money and all this kind of stuff. So this is them kind of fighting back against that system because, you know, they've tried really hard. They've put the work in to change themselves and to change their community and society and all that. So I think it's a little bit deeper maybe than what you're giving them credit for. But I also love the fact that they are giving credit to the people that they love in hip hop. I mean, that's super fucking rad. And of course, that's such a cool moment when, you know, they absolutely respect the people they're working with and they love them. It's like it's just a giant fanboy moment. And but they just did such a good job with it too, because the beat is great, the sampling, like everything about this song, I think is incredible. It's my 5B. It's my fifth banger on the record. But I know I dig it. I like Ooh La La a lot. So
it's still
and
good.
that's good.
It's still a good fucking song.
Yeah, and in the end, a lot of these songs are going to be about, you know, taking out the elite, taking out the people in power, and all that kind of stuff, and growing up in poverty. Like that's a lot of hip hop anyway. But they really take it to like a more extreme than a lot of people do, a more intellectual extreme than a lot of people do, which I love too. I love that. So yeah, let's get into Out of Sight. This features 2 Chainz.
2 Chainz.
I've never been a fan of 2 Chainz. I think his verse on here is fucking killer. I really like his verse. He kind of has like that higher nasally voice, but I think it works. I think it really works. Like, because LP and Killer Mike have deeper voices, and you get this kind of like this opposite effect there, and I think it works really well. So I like this one a lot.
I too, with the number 2 instead of letter 2, or
letter 2,
number 2 instead of letter 2. I also have never been a fan of 2 Chainz. Also, the whole Southern rap, I'm not a huge fan of anyway, in general. But I did know a guy, David, I used to work with in Dave and Buster's. He went to a 2 Chainz concert, and he had, suppose this was the story he told us, but he had a couple blunts that he had brought, like 5, back when people didn't vape. But I think this was in Oakland too, so probably the wrong place for a white boy to be at a 2 Chainz concert. But he wouldn't share them. He wouldn't share the blunts with the people he was next to, and he got beat so bad he almost died and got sent to the hospital.
Shit!
Yeah, he got beat bad, dude. And
damn.
And the guy was nice enough, I guess. I don't know, but he wasn't in work for like a month, and then he came and like his face looked different. And damn, bro,
some crazy plastic surgery
crazy.
And shit.
Yeah. Fuck. So that was my 2 Chainz anecdote there. I don't know why I'm laughing. It's really sad and fucked up. But,
it is sad and fucked up.
But like, I don't know. There's always 2 sides to like the story, right? But he says
he could have been a total douchebag.
Who knows? I don't know what actually happened, but whatever he did or said, I don't know if that warranted a month in the hospital, being all fucked up. But yeah, this is my least favorite song on the record. I like 2 Chainz' verse a lot.
This is my 4B.
That's wild.
4th banger. Yeah,
that's wild.
I like this one.
2 Chainz' music is so fucking dumb too.
Yeah, I don't like it.
I don't get it. It's not good.
But you got this LP beat, and I think his voice just worked. The third verse, the third verse just worked, man. It totally worked. And this is also like, this is them. I don't want to say this is a hype song, but this is a song where they're talking about their neighborhood. This is like each individual, because they each have there's 3 verses. They each have their own, and they each talk about like where they kind of came from, their neighborhood, and you know, and just kind of like what makes them gangsters or what makes them hard. You know what I mean?
This is definitely a hype fucking song, dude. Like LP's talking about like he's or maybe he's Killer Mike. I don't know, but like be cool as Penguin Pussy. Like, come on, that's a hype song.
Mike's flow in his verse, man, it's so good. It's so goddamn good. And again, I'm surprised at how much I like 2 Chainz on the song when I don't like his music. So it just goes to show, like in hip hop, if you have a shit beat or a beat that you don't like it ruins the whole thing. Like you could be a great rapper, but you have a crap beat, just ruins it.
It's funny because I agree. I don't like 2 Chainz, but I like his verse. I like Queens and I like Josh Homme, but I think his part of that, I was like, really, that was it?
That was it. Yeah, there's nothing, which we'll get into in a little bit.
Okay,
but yes,
good.
But anyway, this is one of your least favorites, so we can get into Holy Calamafuck.
From here on out, smooth fucking sailing, dude. It just gets better and better and builds and builds and builds. But Holy Calamafuck, this is amazing. 6 song, dude. Deep beat. That's super bass heavy. It's chunky. I like how the first half of this is kind of broken up beat with like the turntables helping it along.
Yeah.
But really, after the interlude, that's where the song like it's deep. That's where the song gets dope. That saw synth that comes in to like kick it all off with an even heavier bass driven beat. and then like the fire, but the fire.
Yeah, halfway through the song, it completely changes into a different song. Like it's literally split in half. But I mean, overall, it has like this overall kind of like reggae kind of theme with the beat, or like a very kind of like reggaeton beat. I'm sorry, a reggaeton beat. But then you have this guy named Cuddy Ranks, who was like a Jamaican dance hall artist, and he does all like the interlude parts of the songs, like just leading you into the various sections of it, and it's great, man. I think this song's great. This is my 6B on the record.
This is like lyrically, this is also kind of like just backpacking on Out of Sight, because it's also it's a hype song in a sense. Right,
I think the first part is
the second song. The second part too. That's where they get better at bragging. They get personal, right? Like LP says, like every other goddamn year, I'm brand new. It's been 20 plus years. You think that's a clue? Maybe this guy kind of kill what he do. He's probably that dude. He left enough proof. Plenty of these goofs disappeared. Poof. He's still the next big thing. That's gotta hurt. Oof.
That is
like
good.
He's just, you know what I mean? Like he's so fucking mad that everyone's like, "Ooh, wow, I can't believe this record is good." And he's like, "Fuck you! I've always been good." And like that does seem a little conceited and all, but like, dude works hard. He works hard for his shit. And again, building a label up, building a band, building groups, producing other people. Like, dude works hard.
Yeah, and I think he will go down as one of the greats. LP, or he deserves to go down as one of the greats.
He for sure is one of the greats. It's just hard to be like, oh, he's top 10, because then you say, oh, who else would be in top 10? Oh, like Kanye, like Dre, like Alchemist. Like, and then you start naming all these people. Like, oh, well, okay, you're right.
But again, just because you created something doesn't mean you did something that it doesn't quite make you the best. Yes, you inspired
other people. Doesn't make you the best, but it does put you up in like the upper echelon of people, for sure.
And I feel like LP, he wasn't the originator of any new style or anything like a Kanye or a Dre or anything like that. But what he did have, he perfected. Like he took what he liked, what he enjoyed, what he thought sounded great, and he just perfected that style. It's like, I don't know. I don't know. I think it's fantastic.
No, I agree. I for sure think he's in 20 because I like him a lot. I put him in a 15. I'd have to like really think about a 10 because I would just go down the list of like, well, okay, he's not better than RZA, he's not better than Madlib, he's not better than Jay Dilla, and so then it would just be like, okay, is he better than this? Is he 7? Is he 8? Is he 9? Which is still like, that's pretty fucking good, dude.
I know you're in some good company.
You know, like, you're pretty fucking good. So whatever. But yeah, so Mike's verse, when he uses the big ol' motif, right? The big chubby kid with a big ol' mouth, big ol' South, big ol'. But the last thing he does, he says big homage, but the way he says big ol' homage, he kind of like lets that O part, that big ol' homage. Yeah. It's like, damn, bro, that's like LP style writing, because you're just kind of like taking that alliteration, but putting it on the homage part and changing it up a little bit to like transition to the next round. I think it's amazing. And the fact that like he calls his competition a common cold while he's cancer.
That's such a great way to end that verse. That's the last line of the verse of LP's verse too.
Great.
Or is it LP? Or wait,
is
it LP or
is
it Mike's? Okay, yeah. The end of that verse, it's so brutal. It's such a brutal way to last line for that one.
He doesn't just say cold. He says common cold, right? Because you can say cold. He could have said flu. He could have said any other thing that everybody fucking knows what it is. But he says common cold because, like, who gives a fuck about that? And I'm cancer. I'm literally the worst fucking thing you could possibly get.
I know.
Shit.
God damn, Killer Mike is great. And what's so cool, like, what makes him, another thing that makes him so great and kind of unique in a way is that, or we did talk about it. God damn it. I'm trying to do something. Shit.
Don't do that.
So what like he has so many different ways of rapping and performing and presenting and his vocals and his lyrics and all that shit. And what I love about him too is that because he's from Georgia, he has that southern drawl. Maybe not like molasses spilling out your mouth, but he definitely has that southern drawl, and it really comes out in some of these songs. And Holy Calamafuck is one of them. Like it just sounds so smooth and just like, God, it just it's just perfect. And then you get into another song, and it's just like he's like fucking like speed rapping, like yeah. And once again, like his alliteration is just so fucking good in some songs. But what I love about his verse in Holy Calamafuck is that southern drawl. I think it pulls out from that Atlanta hip hop genre where a lot of those artists had that drawl, but he doesn't fall into like, well, that's just kind of like a gimmicky thing. Like he uses it sparingly and he uses it to his advantage, and I think it just sounds so good on Holy Calamafuck. I love his verse on this one.
I know you don't like trap a lot, but like
I don't like trap.
I don't like a lot of T.I.'s music, but the way T.I. says things is fucking cool. And he's like exactly how you are describing like what you like about Killer Mike. Dude, T.I. Some of T.I. stuff is really, really good. Well, if you can just get past like the trap and beats and
I can't stand trap beats. I can't.
Similar, but they're not like contemporary trap beats. They're like original trap beats and a lot
even
better.
Still, like early trap beats, I still can't even get into that. But there's even a part on this record where they make fun of trap music. They're like, what is this like trap bullshit? Or they say something. They really just criticize trap music and how it's just.
Well, it's also he's criticizing like the trap house is like a drug house, and that's he's criticizing like his old drug habits and his dealing, and he's like, damn, if I had I not stopped like dealing drugs. And that was weird too, because today I just thought like, damn, what other? Because actually, we'll get there later. Fuck it, because it's part of like a thing I wrote. Because LP said something that reminded me of this and made me think of it. But anyway,
well, let's get into the next song. We still got some like beyond bangers to get through. So Goonies versus E.T. This is my third banger. I fucking
just
love
the
this song.
Title alone, Goonies versus E.T., which is so cool, right? Goonies, like old 80s stuff that we grew up with, and it's familiar and it's nostalgic, versus E.T., this extraterrestrial, interdimensional being that's an alien. Like, how do we do that? That's what I see this as, because there's so much going on with this beat. There's so much percussive elements throughout this whole song. It's constantly changing. Guy who plays the sax on this. Because I was like, damn, this is fucking a really good part. I think it's dope. His name was Stuart Bogey. Maybe people know him. I don't. Just a big session guy in the scene for like sax and other woodwinds and orchestral parts. But dude's played with Taylor Swift, so that's got to be something, right?
Probably has some money, you know.
More contemporary Taylor Swift. But yeah, man, there's so much good stuff here. Mike's line, "Ain't no revolution is televised and digitized. You've been hypnotized and Twitterized by silly guys." Like, what do you want?
It's so good. It's so fucking good.
But like everything makes sense. You can't except for Twitterize, right? But even then, like that's what we do. We take the nouns and make them into like adjectives. Twitterize. Mm-hmm. Man, it's a verb. I don't know. English is dumb, and who gives a fuck? But then later on, there's a part where like the drum beat kicks in. The drum break kicks in because it's this thing that stops, and it's when he says like let me soliloquize, right? Because we keep going on to the eyes part, and that's when the drum break really kicks in. It's like a boom boom ga boom 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 ga, and he says like this is license to ill with license to kill. This dude with an attitude in Beverly Hills. It's like, damn, dude, that's
so good.
He just like, you know what I mean? Just rattles him off, and it's so confident and it's so cocky, but it's never condescending.
Yes. And also, I mean, the beat that, or not the beat, but the kind of the sample that plays through the entire song, like bang doom, bang doom, bang doom, bang, just that synth bass line. That synth bass line just plays through the entirety of the track too, and it's just nasty and dirty, and then fucking LP's throwing all kinds of like drum samples all over this, just to transition between different parts. The saxophone, like it's so much. There's so much going on in this, and you know, it's. I don't even think a lot of it's samples either. I think a lot of it is just like beats that he's coming up with. Because
I checked who sampled for all of these, and there's like nothing. So it's
like this is all him, man, and that makes it even more insane and makes him even cooler. Like I love LP. I mean I don't think he's the greatest rapper, but he's fucking good. He's fucking real good. But anyway, lyrically, you know, it's just two verses. LP gets the first. Talks about like environmentalism, pollution, and how people in power just don't actually give a shit no matter what they say. They're just it just comes down to the bottom line, the money and all that. Killer Mike takes a little bit different approach to corporations and greed, and he talks about how the media is always lying, making up narratives just to make people mad, and that's why we talk about the Twitter ads and blah blah blah, all that shit that he does, and just don't believe whatever controversy you're being told to be mad at, because it's all mostly a lie. Which is, funnily enough, some of the stuff that they complain about is the shit that the media tells you should be mad about. So I mean, the irony there is kind of funny. A little bit of irony there is funny, but that's really what this song is about, lyrically, I feel. So, and then it ends with them saying they weren't nothing to fuck with. And we know Killer Mike and LP and everybody on Earth loves Wu-Tang. So of course, yeah. How can you not? How can you not? So then we get into Walking in the Snow. This is my favorite. I know it's your favorite song on here. Let's get into this. What do you got on it? So I tried, because I going into this, I was like, that's going to be the best song they've ever done. It's like, okay, I'm going to try and make it not the best song they've ever done. So as I was listening, I was like, okay, how is it? Is this song better than Walking in the Snow? And usually with the top 10, I'll throw everything just as I'm listening. I'll just put it onto there, and then I'll go through it again. And then like, this is not better, and go with like, this time I automatically put Walking in the Snow as number 1 before I even started. And then I was like, okay, is this song better than Walking in the Snow? And just, it never fucking happened. Never, it came close a couple times, but it's like, no, you can't fuck with it. So over, like, okay, I guess off the cuff, Gangsta Boo again in here. She's doing the Walking in the Snow part. That's cool. So that's funny. And then also at the very end, she says the thing where they cheated. She said they cheated because one of them is black and the other one is white. So if you don't like them, you automatically racist. Like racist. Oh, and what? Kind of like, what? That's how the track ends, and then you get into Just, which is so funny because she was funny. Rest in peace. Because she was funny. Oh, did she really die? Yeah, she's dead. Oh, damn. Rest in pieces. Did not know that. But yeah, this has got to be one of their best songs ever. That fucking. This is the best. Everything about the guitar intro, right? The way they flow so here. Unusual for them too. Having like a big, like a distorted guitar. I don't even say it's a big guitar, but it's a distorted guitar. It's a fairly big guitar, and it's something that like people thought Josh Homme did this because there were talks of thought that too. Josh Homme's like doing songs for them, and like, oh yeah, this is for sure Josh, and it's like, no, it's just some other session dude that they hired who's also pretty dope. But the way they flow here, right? They go from the fast to slow, the dragging from the beat, or like staying ahead of it. There's so many different styles that they're doing here, especially with Mike. Incredibly dense, amazing. It's the foundation of what this group is about, as they say, like in Kill Your Masters, right? Oh, earlier when I said gladiators that oppose all Caesars, but like adding contemporary but still relevant to the overall point that they're doing. But the idea of walking in the snow, right? It's cold, it's dark, it's miserable, it's fucked up. Living under the elite class is kind of like that. You're just walking in the snow. You're walking uphill 10 miles both ways. And I think that's kind of the picture they are painting with this song and the album in general. But this song is just like fucking perfect with it. Yeah. Yeah, I think you're right. I mean, LP, once again, LP takes a more like metaphor approach. He's not nearly as literal as Mike is on this one. But, they're both kind of conveying the same message where, people are just enslaved by the system, and the police brutality is out of control, from what they're talking about, or the things they're talking about. But then Killer Mike's verse is just the way he tells the story. It is very literal, but the way he tells the story is so effective. It's just it paints the world so perfectly within your mind. And going back to what you said, where Mike goes between like different types of vocal styling. He'll do something really quick, like for one line, 2 lines, he'll go with like speed rap it, and then he'll go into like more of a drawl. Then he'll go into like a different type of, more dramatic kind of like, I can't breathe. Like when he says, I can't breathe, a very dramatic thing to do. But he does it so seamlessly and so perfectly. This is the thing that really made me understand that like Killer Mike is like one of the great, rappers out there. I mean, he's not the greatest, but he's up there as like one of the great rappers. Like, 'cause he could do so much, and he can convey so many emotions within just one verse. Not a lot of people can do that. They really can't. They don't have that intonation. They don't have the emotion, because a lot of rappers are just talking about, they're just hype guys, hyping up their band, hyping up their group. But you know, Mike has there's a lot here. There's a lot of context. There's a lot of emotion, and he just conveys it so goddamn well.
I think Killer, like, give it 10 more years, I think Killer Mike will be talked about as like this era or this generation's like Chuck D. Because the more I listen, I'm just like, damn, this guy can talk to people that are like in it, dude, that are in like the militant, you know, Black Panther phase. But he can also talk to the people that like maybe are on the fence, that don't follow politics, and like, I don't really know too much about it. And he can like convince them that like, yo, you need to kind of like open your eyes a little bit. Whereas Chuck D is kind of talking to a specific person, or just talking down to a specific person.
Yes.
Killer Mike is like, just, I don't know, dude. He's like almost like a professor versus like
dude.
Like a leader. You know what I mean?
I like Killer Mike so much. I've heard interviews. I've heard when he was on like Joe Rogan's podcast like 5 years ago, like shortly after this record came out. That interview was incredible. Like, he is so well spoken. He knows what the fuck he's talking about. He gives back to his community like tenfold. And T.I., he talks about like how him and T.I. have like given back to their community, and like he praises T.I. so much. T.I. I mean, I don't like his music, but everything I've heard from Killer Mike, he just sounds like an incredible human. And he just, well, okay, that's fair. But giving back to the community, let's just say.
Bring them out, put them back.
But then also, like, he not only like does he care about society, but he cares about his family, and like his love for his grandma. And he watched his grandma die like in front of him, like she collapsed on the sidewalk, and he watched her die after he had like this beautiful conversation with her. And it was just like the way he explained the story, and was just, goddamn, dude, Killer Mike is he's the best. Like, that's why I like him so much. I think he's a great rapper. I think he has a great meaning. He does things for his community. He just seems like an all around incredible human. I love it. I fucking love it.
So to be fair, they both are. It's just
LP too.
He's better in front of a camera, much better in front of a camera, and he's better about just like conveying the message that it's very specific. So some of the lyrics here, because I think they both do some fucking gold here. But LP, when he's talking about the cage, a funny fact about a cage, they're never built for just one group. So when that cage is done with them, you still pour it, come for you.
That's so good.
The newest, lowest on the totem. Well, golly gee, you have been used. You help to fuel the death machine that down the line will kill you too. You know, like, it's just, we're putting money into this thing, and we think that it's like, it's just the communities over there, or it's just the lower income over there. But like at some point when they're gone, which is kind of what society wants them to be, look at you fucking Argentina, they're going to come to us anyway. And then Killer Mike's line later on about the I can't breathe thing, which for sure, like in this era, there was a massive divide, especially when the George Floyd thing hit. The Eric Garner was a little bit more not as divisive, but the George Floyd thing for sure was very, very divisive. And it was like, okay, yeah, but this guy had this, he did this, and this leading up to that. It's like, okay, I get it. Like, maybe he was an asshole.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily justify his
at
death.
Some point, like, just stand up. Like, just get off him. Like, maybe he would be alive. Maybe he wouldn't. I don't know. But, like, what you did looks really, 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 really bad, man. And so when Killer Mike is talking, he says, every day on the evening news, they feed you the fear for free. You know, like, the evening news is garbage. Like you said, media is fucking absolutely garbage. And you so numb, you watch the cops choke out a man like me. And that's the part that hit, right? It's because, like, what if that was Killer Mike? It never would be, because he's a little bit more famous. And, like, this entire record talks about, if you have money, you are not held to the same standards. And you so numb, you watch the cops choke out a man like me until my voice goes from a shriek to whisper, I can't breathe. And the way he says, like, I can't breathe, is like, oh, yeah, fuck. Okay,
it's effective, man. He can
powerful.
Just convey that. Yeah, he can convey that.
And
so
he wrote this before George Floyd, dude. And then, like, this record, drops, and the George Floyd things happen. It's like, holy fucking shit. And then it's kind of like you cannot help but open your eyes. Like, okay, even like if you're a staunch like disbeliever, like, okay, maybe like systemic racism does exist in policing. Okay, I'll give you that. Like, there's no denying it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, to an extent, yes. To an extent, yes. But then he's also calling, on the other hand, in Mike's verse, he's calling out that people are just apathetic and numb to all that they see, and they just like they think, oh, I just post about it on YouTube or share an image that, oh, I'm mad about what the cops did, about police brutality. I'm gonna repost this Black Lives Matter thing because it makes me feel better, but I've literally done nothing. And that's he's calling out a lot of people that just literally do nothing, or have no real opinion on what they're saying. They're just reposting and talking about what other people are saying, but they have no real opinion. And we still see it to this day. We still see it to this day. I mean, come on.
We saw it like literally yesterday when Argentina and England finished their match, and it was in Atlanta. And one of the English guys, I saw this one clip, and he was like, yeah, there's not enough security here. And like, I know after this game, it's going to get crazy. And like, sure as shit, there was a bunch of fighting, and like, there's no security, there's no police presence. And it's just like, instead of breaking up these two dudes just beating the fucking shit out of each other, everyone's just filming. Yeah. Everyone's just filming.
They just want I know. Society's in a weird place. It's in a really weird place. And just who knows where it's going to be in the next 10 years.
It's a very weird place. It's a very gross place. I think this is the beginning of why we're here now, because I think COVID changed a lot of things for a lot of people.
So much.
So like getting back into the song, ending the whole thing with never forget the story of Jesus, the hero that was killed by the state.
By the state.
Like this.
That's good. That's good.
That's solid.
Yes. It's fantastic.
Because everybody likes Jesus, right? Even if you don't believe Son of God, he's still
or if you pretend to be in nothing, if you pretend to believe in nothing, you still believe in something.
Yeah, Jesus almost like objectively did exist, and he was probably a good dude. Still killed by the state. Back then, what chance do we have?
So let's get into the song "Just." This one features Zach De La Rocha from Rage Against the Machine and Pharrell. Famously, he's just put out so much great music. He was part of the production team, the Neptunes, and the Neptunes have put out dozens and dozens of hit singles that I'm sure everybody's heard, or almost everybody's heard over time.
Incredible producers.
Yeah. The Neptunes are just, you could put them in top 5 Neptunes easily. Yeah. Top 5. What they've contributed to music and just their talent in general.
Jaw-dropping for sure. Production.
Yes.
And you can tell right off the bat, this is something immediately different.
And this song too, this song is the outlier on this record because it sounds like a Neptune song. But funnily enough, Pharrell had nothing to do with the production.
Right.
LP did it all. And that's what makes it even cooler is that LP produced the song knowing full well that he wanted to have Pharrell on it. So he kind of like made a song like in a Neptunes way.
He made a pop song.
He made a pop song kind of like the Neptunes do. And he fucking killed it. LP killed it. Pharrell really only just does the catchy chorus.
Yeah.
But then Zach De La Rocha has some little just some little fluff parts in the song. But then he also has his own verse, which we'll get into as well. But yeah, there's 3 verses: Killer Mike, LP, and then Zach doing the third and final verse on this one. But what are your thoughts on this one outside of what I said?
Yeah, the song is wild. Killer Mike coming in with like the trap delivery. It's fun. It's nostalgic feeling. It's a like you said with LP, like doing the production here. He can do it. He just doesn't want to do it. It's just not the thing that he wants to do. Whether or not that makes him better than everyone else because he just chooses not to, I don't know. But I think it's cool. I like the softer like vocal harm, the boom, 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 like those things.
I love that, yeah.
Those are so fucking good.
They're kind of like amazing. Far away.
Yeah,
like
the
boom, 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 boom. Yeah.
Boom. And they're so more amazing, so much more amazing when someone else is rapping over them, right? Because everyone's coming really hard, really deliberate.
Yeah.
Then boom, boom, you get those little harms. But yeah, more about the government keeping us down, like how weed been illegal for so long, and then or throwing people in jail for decades because of it. Now it's legal, and like corporations are trying to profit, and like that's crazy. And then the next line where it's like, but like our fucking president is a casino owner. Like what the fuck? Like like you said earlier, when it was like it's crazy times, and like that's wild that like the president would ever, like you know what I mean? Like you go back to like the 60s or 70s, and think like, do you ever think in a million years that like a casino owner could be president of the United States? And you poll people walking around like, fuck no, that's stupid. That's a conflict of interest. There's no fucking way. Here we are.
I mean the line. So it's Killer Mike's verse, and what he says is, oh shit, where did it go? Hold on. Damn it!
He talks about the pedophiles. Pedophiles sponsor these fucking racist pieces of shit.
The last 5 lines of that verse, he says, I get broke too many times. I might sling some dimes. You believe corporations running marijuana? Oh, and your country getting ran by a casino owner? Pedophiles sponsor all these fucking racist bastards. Yeah. And I told you once before that you should kill your master. It's true. Now that's the line that's probably going to get my ass assassinated. Like that, like ending his verse like that, like that's probably what's gonna like, that's where I've gone too far. You know what I mean? Because people in hip hop, people in rock music, I don't want to say the word because we might get flagged on it, but anything that has to do with kids, I already said I said ped.
I think I said it before that.
Oh, you probably did. Well, anyway. But that's like a subject that nobody talks about in any genre of music, really, and saying it so explicitly. But it's such a disgusting thing, and it's something that it just happens every fucking day. The trafficking of people, and it needs to be talked about more. But it's so buried in everything. And he makes a good point. Like this is how some people like people in power don't like talking about that because they are the perpetrators of
they're the ones that do it.
Things. Yeah, exactly.
They're the fucking ones that do it.
Yeah, they're the nonces,
maybe you get like, your neighbors here and there or whatever, but like by and large, it's
the people in power, man.
People with power and money. And even like LP at some point throughout the record, I can't remember what song it was, but he talks about he's like an advocate for like sex workers' rights and like, fucking sex workers should unionize. They probably should. Because it would stop like that thing from going on. So normal people just want to get a quickie, they can just pay for it. It's not a fucking
not
big
only
deal.
that. I think if you kind of, in the end, it's going to be a bad idea because
legal anyway.
It should be legal, but in the end, you shouldn't be taxed. Like the only reason why anything like that would ever become legal is because there'd be a massive influx of taxation coming in, much like when weed was. Back in like 2008 when people were talking about, or 2007, people were talking about, let's legalize weed and it'll be great because we could start taxing it. And it's like, okay, now you're not doing it for the right reasons. Well, it's and same when it comes to prostitution and everything like that. People aren't talking about like, let's legalize it because it'll reduce the amount of pimps. It'll make trafficking a lot less. No, people want it because people talking about it in the media want it because it's going to be a massive tax thing.
Which, like,
tax advantage.
If weed's taxed
it's disgusting.
And slinging used records is taxed, then prostitution should be taxed as well. Like, just because I have something that you want and you want to buy it from me, right, that transaction is taxed, then, the prostitution should be taxed too. If I have to pay taxes, fuck yeah, they got to pay taxes.
But the point is, there shouldn't be so much taxation.
No, of course not.
There just really shouldn't be so much tax.
Like, get the fuck out of here.
Absolutely. Extortion, theft. Yes, absolutely. And that's what this song really talks about. It talks about the extortion of taxes. The government literally extorts you for money every fucking day. Every fucking day.
It's just because the government does it. That's where the little dollar sign, the just.
Yeah, I know. It's wild.
Every other is just for whatever it's worth. Every song is like in all lower caps. Lowercase.
Except for this one.
Except for this one, which is all caps and the dollar sign and the S for just.
Yep. So and getting into Zach from Rage Against the Machine, getting into his third verse, the final verse here, being who Zach is, he throws historical references into his verse. I mean, we've done Rage Against the Pod. That's our other old podcast that we used to do. We used to break down all the Rage Against the Machine songs, and he loves his history. and he brings up the slave revolt back in Haiti or down in Haiti back in the day, and he relates it to what's going on in society now. Like the slaves, us, all the people being taxpayers, need to stand up and say, like, what the fuck's going on? Like, why are you extorting us this way? So he's comparing us to the slave revolt of Haiti at the time, and it's just the way Zach does things.
I like Zach, and I like his rapping, but it's not great. He's a better rap rock guy. So like when his vocals or his rap verses where he's rapping and not doing like the Zach Rage Against the Machine thing, he talks like really fucking close to the mic, and it's just fucking, it's just like this, and it's like I don't like it too much.
Well, so on this song, there's a reason for that. And that is because what happened was LP did this song, and he's like, I think Zach should be on this song. I think it'd be a great collaboration. So what he did was he reached out to, or he called Zach, and he's like, hey, here's the song. Can you just write a verse? Write a verse and just rap it for me, and just like as a demo, and then send it over to me, and then we'll record it after. You just send me a demo so I know where to kind of place it and blah, blah, blah. So Zach just gets a cheap mic for this song. For his verse, just gets a cheap mic and just raps it, demos it, sends it to LP. LP liked it so much, he's like this is just perfect. Like, why? It sounds kind of shitty. It sounds kind of shitty, yes, but his delivery, his viciousness, and what he's saying, and the emotion is all there. And he's like, this is perfect for what we're going for in this song. And having the distorted mic and the fucked up cheap mic adds to that, especially toward the end of the song, because you're getting more and more pissed off as the song builds and goes through. So he just thought that, so he said, like, yeah, you know what, Zach, like, you don't need to come in and do a proper recording. I like what you sent with the shitty mic, so we're just going to keep it. And that's it.
I mean,
and that's how the
song
song
I just don't like, I don't dislike it. It's not his forte. He's not best at it. Because even on Kill Your Masters, like his final hidden track, uncredited thing, it's fine.
I mean, that was his weakest.
Fine.
That was Zach's weakest with Run
I just
the
don't like his
Jewels.
rapping. I don't like his rapping.
Okay.
I like it better when he's telling a story in a rap rock format.
I understand. It's a bit more of a groove with like Rage. When he sang with Rage, it was more of a groove. But I don't know.
He's trying to spit things out too fast, and I don't like it.
But he's still so commanding. Like Zach has one of the most commanding voices ever. Like, I mean, he really, really does. I mean, you could throw him up there with Ice Cube and Chuck D, and I mean,
it's
I'd
weird
be fine with it.
His voice is very commanding, but it's not commanding in like an angry way, like Chuck D, where it's like he speaks and you fucking listen. It's just like, wow, I want to hear what he's saying, right? Where like when Chuck D speaks, you just listen because it sounds like a parent getting mad at a child and say, "Oh fuck, I have to listen." When Zach is, it's more like I'm interested in what this guy has to say.
I think it's because Zach enunciates his words really well. So it's like you could pick up on every single syllable, every word that he says, and you're just like instantly like transfixed on it. It's his enunciation. I think that's the best.
Yeah, because he really does, like in the fingerprints.
Yeah.
Makes it a little more exciting.
Every Rage song, you know, the songs on this on this group, his One Day as a Lion, you know, it's he just the way he just barks the words at you is just it I don't know, you just want to hear it. You can understand everything he says. There's never confusion on what he says. It's not like listening to AFI and you have no idea what Davey Havoc is saying. Like you understand you understand every word that Zach says. But
even he's like, "Go with it now."
Yes.
Right? Like, "Go with it now." Oh, you're right.
But anyway,
it's good.
Let's get into Never Look Back. We're almost done.
Almost done.
Never Look Back. The big banger, or what do you think on this one?
I love this song. This made my top 10.
Okay. This is my number 7, my 7 banger on this one.
This is a good song. Why don't you like the song?
I love this song.
It's garbage?
You said it was in your top 10, so okay, that's fine.
Is top 10's not good?
I thought you meant top 10 on the record. Wait, I thought you meant top 10 on the record.
No.
Which technically is, but yeah. Anyway.
I mean, it is in my top 10 of the record. Yeah, Never Look Back. This is like the emo song for them, right? The first half is them angry at their past, while I think the second half is them like realizing that their folks probably just did the best they could. LP talks about how bad his habits were, and obviously he blames on his parents and what he learned from them growing up. He says, "I drink because you drank," which is, you know, product of your environment. It's true to an extent. But he also said his mom told him that if he's gonna do the music thing, then he better fucking mean it. And like all of their parents, or both of their parents, except for LP's dad, I think, were all very supportive. And Mike's parents had Mike very, very young, so his grandma was a big part in raising him. But LP's mom was very, very supportive, to the fact that like I think LP got kicked out of high school or just stopped going, and he eventually went to a different what do they call it, OSHA? Is that the high school in Orange County?
Like the art school?
Yeah,
the art school.
OSHA?
Yeah. Yeah, it's OSHA. Yeah.
The art school, and LP went to one similar to that in New York for music and learned how to produce. So like by the age of like 15 or 16, he was already kind of like getting his foot in the door, and his mom did whatever he could to help him. But I think it's I don't know, natural to look back on your upbringing and kind of blame your mistakes now for what your parents did to you. And then Mike's kind of did the same thing about the drugs, and also have to deal with his parents that were way too young to have to support a family. But like I said, his mom and dad did support him for a long, long time. At least his mom and his grandma. And I don't know I can't remember if there's a song or that other song later on. But he talks about how like he was on the plane and his mom had died, and he was going to see his mom, and he's like, I think it was actually later on the firing squad. It was the firing squad. So I'll get to that later. Yeah, Never Look Back's amazing.
It's great. Yeah, and I agree with you. It's about learning from your mistakes, and you know, yes, maybe you had a tough childhood. You know, there were certain things that influenced you into, you know, alcoholism or you know, violence, whatever it is, you know. But you just gotta, yes, it sucked, but you gotta learn from your mistakes. That's really what it is, learning from your mistakes. Don't regret anything in your past, because if you do, everything that you've done in your past just made you who you are today. That's just like a shortened version of what they're getting at here. It's a more subdued track, like, you know, musically and all that, and beat wise, it's a little bit more subdued. It's not as, you know, in your face and like, you know, listen to me, and you know, just this is what's going on in the world. You know, it's more introspective for sure, and it's a killer song, man. It's a killer song.
Yeah, I call it their emo track because it's like really them on like almost an acoustic format for like a hip hop record. Looking back, and Killer Mike says like, I don't look back because it makes me bitter, and if I get bitter, then I don't get better. If I don't get better, I don't get bigger. If I don't get bigger, I don't make money. So it kind of like goes back to like it's not just like never look back, where it's like don't be nostalgic, don't reminisce. It's more like don't question the way things happened, in a sense, because it's not gonna do you any good. It's already done. What's done is done. You can't change the past. You can only change the future, and it's all kind of like that positive thinking kind of thing. But it's I don't know. It rings true.
It does.
Don't dwell on the past so much. Move on.
That's I mean, that's really what
it's like gambling. That's why I don't mind gambling, because if I sit at a table and I'm like, dude, I lost like $100 already, I'm out. Like, no, you have to win eventually, maybe, but I'm good. I don't want to lose anymore. I'm out. Calling it. It's okay to call it, you know?
It is. Yeah, absolutely. So we get into The Ground Below. This is my number 10 banger on this one. I still love this one. The song does sample the song Ether by Gang of Four, which LP does, you know, mention by name, like the song Ether and all. Like he does reference it in his lyrics here. But I think this is like, lyrically, it's one of their more, I don't want to say it's a hype song, but it's one of their more just kind of whatever tracks. You know, Mike is talking about just kind of living a fast life. LP is talking about just demanding respect from people. I know you have more on this track in particular, but I don't think it's that as deep as everything else on the record, and that's kind of why it sits as low as it does.
I think when stars like this, when people of this caliber talk about what bugs them, or what truly bugs them, I think it's real. And like, yeah, Mike, we can kind of poo-poo that away of his temptations. and you know, he's kind of bigger, so like we can just pretend like, oh, maybe who's gonna be at? But like, come on, bro, he's fucking Killer Mike from Run the Jewels. You know what I mean? Jesus Christ. And then later on, I want to get more into like what the children thing and his wife and everything. But like LP is what really got me, because it like really fucking bothers him that people don't give him respect. And I get it because like, you know,
he deserves
it personal.
Honestly.
Like for my business, when people are like, oh, you don't have to work tomorrow, you just work at a record store. Like it fucking pisses me off. Like it's the one, like I don't get triggered by much, except on the podcast when you say stupid fucking shit. But otherwise, like,
which is never. I mean,
which is like fucking every time. But otherwise, like it just makes me so fucking mad. So I understand, like I get, and like obviously I'm not the same caliber as LP here, but like I understand where he's coming from. Where something you work really hard for, if someone just kind of like poo-poos it away, it fucking bothers you. It really, really bothers you. And then he even goes, like, this is when I said earlier, where he would slap a dying child because it didn't know his name. I think it's like, okay, that's fair. I get it. You're pissed off. And this stupid ass kid's dying, but whatever. You didn't know your name. And the other one, he says if RTJ wasn't famous, he'd go back in time and correct that, even over going back to kill Hitler. Right? That's the big paradox. Like, would you go back in time to kill baby Hitler? Like that's you know, like that's you're still killing a child. It's fucked up. LP don't give a fuck. He would go back in time to make sure RTJ is famous. That's what bothers him the most. And I get that. I get that passion. I understand it, and I'm empathetic to it. And I think it's fucking amazing. I think it's a very vulnerable thing. It's super easy to always like say like what you're afraid of or whatever. But when you have like a little bit, I don't know. I don't know the quite word for this, but it's not a good look to be like, I wish I was more famous, right? We always kind of like condemn that kind of thought.
Yeah.
Whatever that is. It's not envy. It's whatever you're chasing, I guess. I don't know what the proper word for that is, but I think it's super vulnerable that he put this out there. I think it's incredible. This is a fault in LP. It's a fault in his personality. It's a fault that all he cares about is being rich and famous. And he's talking about it. And he's talking about how he has to deal with it. And he's like, it may not be right, but it's what I feel, and I'm working on it. And I think that's extremely adult and very vulnerable and not amazing.
I like it. I like your interpretation of it. It's good. It's very good. I dig it. So getting into, what do we got? Pulling the pin. This one features Mavis Staples and Josh Homme from Queens of the Stone Age. This is the lower banger for me, but I still love it. It's a slow jam for sure. I feel like Josh Homme's really contribution to this is just some of the background vocals, some of the harms. Otherwise, maybe some of like the subtle guitars buried in the mix, but otherwise, I think his contribution is pretty minimal. And overall, it's a very somber sounding song, but
I mean,
it's still great.
His contribution is weak because I also listened to the instrumentals today because I wanted to, like, after I did the lyrics, all the notes, all right, one more time before I leave work, I want to get the instrumentals done and see if like the vibe doesn't change. And it didn't. Like everything was really, really good. But as far as like production wise, it's like, really, dude? Like, I don't know. We both love Queens of the Stone Age, and there are certain things that he does that I think are fucking unreal. None of that was on this song. Like,
it was
distinctive like verb guitar tone. I get it. It fits the track perfectly. I get it. But like, bro, that's what you did.
And they really hyped up this song. Like before the record came out, they hyped up that Josh Homme's working with us, and this is going to be great. It's like in modern times right now, literally like 2 days ago, Mastodon put out a new song with Josh Homme on the track, and it's like, where's Josh?
Yeah.
Like where the fuck? I mean, I know you don't really like Mastodon, but you know, you can understand as well. Like, where the fuck is Josh on the song?
Why even say it then if he's not even fucking there?
I don't really hear his vocals. I don't hear his signature kind of guitar playing. Nothing. Like, what? Why? Just why?
And I think like ultimately I was waiting for just Josh to have like a verse, but I get it. Like the most Josh Homme thing too, is just go.
Yeah, but he doesn't even like
time.
Mavis or whoever that person is. They do like all the little interludes, the little transitions, and it's like, why not have Josh do that part?
Yeah.
You know? Why even have her on here? Just have Josh do it. It just seems kind of silly.
It's still a cool song. I like it. It's my third lowest banger. It's still a cool song. It matches like the aesthetic. I like it. It's a good like sequencing wise. And I know LP and Killer Mike did an interview with Rolling Stone shortly after this came out, and there was a whole thread about just like sequencing of the record and how like Ice Cube and I think it was RZA are very, very like passionate about sequencing of the record, and they'll change things here or there and listen to it through and through. And so that's what LP did. And even Killer Mike was like, yeah, he spent a lot of time like moving songs around. And I think sequencing wise, this is the perfect spot for this song. It's kind of getting into it, and then it sets up a few words for the firing squad
I agree.
in such a fucking good way.
Sequencing's fantastic because a few words for the firing squad. I mean, do you have anything lyrically on Pulling the Pin?
We're almost done here.
Okay.
I'd rather get into the firing squad.
A few words for the firing squad. This is, because Pulling the Pin is a very dark sounding, somber sounding song. And then you get a few words for the firing squad, and it's just like the doom, 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 doom. There's like this, this subtle build. It's like this build, like really kind of dark beat and build up, and
you're being walked to the firing squad. You're fucking you've been caught. So like circling back to like the concept of the record, right? These two guys are just like, fuck it, let's just go out and a bang. Let's just get in our badass car and shoot shotguns with one arm outside the window, like the photo shoot, which is a fucking sick.
It's a great picture. Photo shoot. Yeah.
So it matches the aesthetic, right? These guys have been caught. They're handcuffed. They're going out to the firing squad, and like these are their last words or thoughts before they're put to death for their beliefs. And it's fucking heavy, man. Both guys are opening up, and this is the most vulnerable they have ever been. Mike talking about his mom again and how her death hurt him so badly that it's crippling him. Like it fucking hurts him physically. How his wife reminds him that she needs a partner, not a martyr. True as fuck. But his resolve is what's going to make him successful. Also, fucked up line, but it's true as fuck. The same children that you love and adore, the court will use to break and rob you. It's like, damn,
bro. That's
the way the courts like pit like husband and wife and baby mama and baby dad from the kids. It's just fucking disgusting. Horrible. Yeah. LP, he talks about his quest for acknowledgement, his hungry for recognition of his passion. But he also talks about his sister and what she went through and like how it affects him. He's sorry that it happened. Talks about his mom and what she went through, right? The abuse that she went through. And then it ends with like both of them like saying to us, the listener, fight back because you're not alone. We're doing it too. And if all else fails, the last words they should hear the last words they should hear you say, meaning like the government, the state, the people that are oppressing you, the last words they should hear you say is fuck you too. Done.
Yes. It's all the confessions that they wanted to say to their loved ones. I think you said it all perfectly. I don't have much more to say, but this is all a confessional. That's what this is, a confessional to their loved ones. This is like the most introspective they've been. I think this is just an
acknowledging
song.
that like even if all of this was for nothing and they're gonna win because they always win. The last thing they should hear you say is "fuck you too." Dead, right? So like you imagine you're on the firing squad. 3. Any last words? You plead your case. You plead your case. You plead your case, and you realize it's on deaf ears. Like, you know what? Fuck you.
Fuck you.
Done. Respect. Good stuff. Chills, daddy. Chills.
Love it. And so artwork real quick. I love the pink, all the pink and all that. They used a lot of like 3D rendering for the fist and the hands and all that on it. A lot of the photo shoots I thought were really cool, like with the the cars that they used, the guns. Like it was just a really cool kind of art wise. I thought it was this whole record was just really cool. It just looked fucking cool as hell.
It's futuristic, but then I saw today too that they used for some of the car shots, they used cotton for the exhaust. I guess that was an old camera trick. To put cotton there. And after they said it, I was like, oh, it does look like cotton, but it looks fucking even cooler. Because it looks it looks more like real smoke than actual like real exhaust smoke.
Yeah. So sick. So sick.
Good.
But yeah, so let's kind of give our final thoughts on this record. rate the record based off of our world famous 3-point rating system, where 3 is a perfect album, 2 is a good album you're going to continue to listen to, 1 is a bad album, give it a shot, and 0 is the worst thing you've ever heard. What do you got? Go.
In that same Rolling Stone interview, LP had said that, like, I hope in like 20 years from now, people look back on this record and they say like, oh, that's a crazy record about 2 crazy kook conspiracists, but a weird time and place, and it doesn't make a difference. He said, because if that happens, that means our country has gotten exponentially better. And I hope that more than anything. I was like, yeah, that's true. Because this record is sad as fuck, man, through and through. There's no hope for this. It's all bad. But that's, like in The Dark Knight, the night is darkest before dawn. There's always hope. We can always get better. So, I don't know. That's all I got. 3 out of 3, obviously.
3 out of 3. Perfect. Oh,
this is
my
an incredible
God.
fucking record.
Perfect
so
album.
goddamn good. Can we get higher than 3? I'm at 3.1 out of 3.
We've never done that. Never
it's
done
too
that.
good. It's contemporary without being a timestamp on 2020.
Yes, that's a good way of putting it. Yeah. It's not locked into this era of history where, it really transcends it. Yeah, good job. I like that. So yeah, I mean, vocally, rapping, production. You and I both talked about it. It's amazing. It's perfect. It's awesome. The one, I mean, it has nothing to do with the record. Oh, fuck it. I'll just give the record a 3 out of 3. I don't care. I don't do it often.
Obviously,
it's a perfect 3 out of 3 record. But it's such a shame that they have not put out a record since June of 2020. It's been over 6 years, nothing. So it kind of makes you curious. Did they get this the Rage Against the Machine treatment? Did they get the System of a Down treatment, the System of a Down treatment, the Dead Kennedys treatment? I mean, these are all, those 3 bands alone, caused a lot of trouble, or not. I mean, I guess, caused a lot of trouble, had a lot of people thinking, and then all of a sudden, that's it. Like, you don't hear anything else. Yeah, they might play shows, but there's no more music at all.
The System and the Rage thing is a little different because the band itself are a little at odds with each other, and System, a couple of the guys are very, very different than the other ones, and Rage, it was a very Zach-driven band, so I get some of that. This one, like, I don't know. There's only 2 of them.
It is weird that literally nothing in 6 years. Like I think it was like 1 song, but otherwise no album, no surprise drop. They loved the surprise drops. They didn't do it, and they were pretty consistent. Like every like year, 2 years, they were putting out a record, and then now we're 6 years in. I mean, maybe, but I get it. Every band has to.
If you're recording anyway.
But every band has to run its course, or group has to run its course. But even still, you get nothing, and no explanation. It's wild. So once again, maybe they got the Rage treatment, the System treatment, Dead Kennedys treatment.
I mean, Dead Kennedy's not on the same fucking level as any of those bands, but
they were their message was pretty intense, and it was gaining some steam, but obviously not to the level of Rage and System.
Dude couldn't even win like mayoral election in Frisco at a time when Frisco was absolutely dog shit.
True. It's true, but yeah, whatever. So thank you all for listening. Go to Spotify, Apple Podcasts, give us 5 stars. If you're watching on YouTube, you smash that subscribe button, dude. That's what the kids say. And that's it. That's all.